If time travel is truly possible, then why haven't we encountered even a single verified time traveler? And in the event we did meet someone claiming to be one, how could we confidently determine they weren't simply pulling off an elaborate hoax? Back in 1998, a man named John Titor emerged with a claim that captured imaginations worldwide. He said he had arrived from the future. In the version of history he described, General Electric had invented time travel by the year 2034. He even provided detailed descriptions of the time travel device he allegedly used. And then, just as suddenly as he appeared, Titor vanished without a trace. Was his mission complete, or was he simply never real to begin with? If we ever manage to prove that someone has genuinely traveled from another time, it would be an extraordinary breakthrough for science. Although, it might also force us to revise Albert Einstein's theory of relativity. Einstein introduced the concept of time as the fourth dimension. While space gives us three dimensions, length, width, and height, time adds a directional flow. These four dimensions together create what's called the space-time continuum, which can actually be influenced by gravity. According to Einstein's relativity, gravity is not a force pulling things but a bend in the fabric of space-time itself. And because space and time are interwoven, gravity can bend not only space but also time. However, to witness any significant change in the flow of time, you would need to be near something with an immense amount of mass. For example, if you were able to get close to a black hole like Sagittarius A, you'd experience time moving at half the rate compared to people back on Earth. That's because Sagittarius A contains the mass of about 4 million suns compacted into a single, unimaginably dense point, which creates an extreme gravitational field. There's also another method to travel through time by moving incredibly fast. The closer you approach the speed of light, the slower time passes for you. Suppose you were on a train capable of traveling at 99% the speed of light. For every year you spent aboard that train, roughly 223 years would pass back at the station. In that sense, you'd be propelling yourself into the future. Titor claimed that his compact machine, which he referred to as the C204, made it possible to travel through time in either direction. This device supposedly manipulated gravity using two microsingularities contained inside it. It also came with gravity sensors that helped it remain locked in a fixed location in space while traveling through time. According to him, the machine was installed inside a car, reminiscent of the iconic time-traveling DeLorean. However, it could only transport him as far as 60 years into the past or the future from his own time. Proving that someone is an actual time traveler could be even more challenging than creating a time machine. A person claiming to be from another era might attempt to validate their story by making accurate predictions, presenting advanced technology, or even undergoing genetic tests. But perhaps the most compelling proof would be for them to take you along on a journey and return with undeniable evidence. Still, there have been creative attempts to test the possibility of time travel. In 2009, the renowned physicist Stephen Hawking organized a unique party. It wasn't just any gathering, he invited only time travelers from the future. The twist was that he didn't send out the invitations until after the event had already taken place. His logic was simple: if time travelers showed up, it would prove the feasibility of time travel. He waited patiently for hours, but no one came. That doesn't necessarily mean that time travel is a dead concept. There's always the possibility that time travelers from the future will one day figure out how to use wormholes, hypothetical tunnels, or bridges through space-time. Although we haven't actually observed one, general relativity does suggest they could exist. The biggest obstacle is that known wormholes, if they're real, would be microscopic and would collapse far too quickly for a human to pass through. But maybe the real reason nobody turned up at Hawking's party is that time travel might lack pinpoint accuracy. Perhaps time travelers from the future did make the journey, but arrived too late to catch the actual event. Alternatively, traveling back in time might be forbidden altogether in the future due to the risk of drastically altering the past. It could also be a biohazard issue. Maybe they don't want to risk introducing unknown diseases from the future into our present. Or maybe the ability to time travel is such a closely guarded secret that only a very select few individuals are even aware of its existence. It's also possible that the laws of physics simply don't permit backward time travel at all. Maybe time flows in just one direction forward and nothing can change that. Then again, maybe John Titor was just a myth, an internet story that captured people's imagination but had no basis in reality. Either way, we still have a few years to wait until 2034 to see if any part of his tale turns out to be true. Interestingly, in a way, we already have real-life examples of time travelers. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station orbit Earth at speeds of about 8 kilometers per second, or roughly 5 miles per second. Due to the high speed at which they're traveling, time for them actually slows down ever so slightly. While the difference is tiny, measured in just hundredths of a second, it's still a real and measurable effect of time dilation as described by relativity. So if you happen to be listening to this, consider yourself invited to Stephen Hawking's exclusive reception for time travelers. The party took place at the University of Cambridge in the United Kingdom on June 28, 2009. There was no need for an RSVP. And if you ever get the rare opportunity to hop on a spaceship and travel close to a black hole to experience firsthand how time slows down in extreme gravity, just remember, don't fall in. That gravitational monster won't let you back out.